I am Brian Yampolsky. This is Real Estate Nuggets, which is a little bit of is it a misnomer today? It's misleading because technically you're not a realtor. You're not in real estate. But the reason I invited you to be on my podcast is because you have built a successful business on the backs of real estate professionals and lenders across the country and some other businesses. And so I thought it would be interesting to interview you and ask you some questions to figure out how you ended up being successful.
Okay. I've never explained it that way, but yes.
That was long-winded. Let me introduce you formally. This is Kelly Bohm or Bohm. She's never told me. What is it?
I prefer Bohm, but it is Bohm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bohm. That's different. All right. So Kelly Bohm is the owner of Driven Relationships. And I'm going to let you explain what that is. What is that business? What does it mean? And then I'll have a bunch of other questions for you. So what is Driven Relationships?
So to simplify it, if I can, I work with loan officers and real estate teams that are really good at helping people get a loan for a home or help them buy or sell a home investment property. They're really good at that, but they're not great at staying in touch once the transaction is done, once the homeowner gets the keys or gets the loan.
When you say staying in touch, you mean engaging with their clients and database?
Yes, okay. In a real, meaningful way.
Okay.
So
excellent. Perfect. Now everyone knows what the hell Driven Relationships is. Let's get to the hard stuff. Kelly, how long ago did you get into this business?
18 years ago, my husband and I started a coaching company. We started coaching loan officers, real estate teams. We realized all of them had the same need. They were really good at doing what they do, but not so great at staying connected in real ways after the transaction was done. So we were like, why don't we start doing this for people? So 18 years.
So, but how did you get into this business? You just found a need and decided, hey, I'm going to open a business.
Yes. So we had a business partner. My husband was coaching this loan officer, coaching him, telling him like to stay in front of your database. Like, it's very simple, my friends. Be really good at caring for people. Mm-hmm. And he would coach so many people to do this, and nobody did it. Everyone knows they should. Mm-hmm. It's a very simple concept, Brian, but it's not easy.
Can I ask why people don't do it? Why don't people stay in front of their clients?
They get busy doing business. They get busy doing life. They get sick. They go on vacation. They have turnover on their team with employees. They fire.
You didn't say that they don't have the skill set, and you didn't say that they fear rejection.
Actually, fearing rejection is one of those.
Yeah.
And sometimes the skill set of like, how do I do that? How do I automate the relationship system and still make it feel real and good? A lot of people doubt, like, I don't know what to say, or the rejection. Like, I don't want to send something to everyone for fear of like, what if this one person doesn't like it? So there's a lot of second guessing themselves.
What do they call that? Paralysis of analysis. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You get so in your head about what you're doing and how you're doing it that you don't do anything.
Yep. That's why you hired me.
Yeah, I did hire you.
Yeah.
All right. So 18 years ago, when you started Driven Relationships, which back then was called Driven Marketing.
Driven Coaching. So we had a coaching company.
Okay.
We were doing that for about 8 years. And then we decided, let's start Driven Marketing. Let's do this for people. Let's just help them. Yeah.
So when you kind of started your own business, I want to ask you, what do you remember as being one of your biggest challenges?
Sales.
Could you maybe expand on that answer?
Nobody has a business if they don't have a pipeline. If you don't have a consistent way of getting new or repeat buyers into your pipeline, you don't have a business. So the way we solved that was through education, speaking in front of people, talking to people, coaching people. That was probably the biggest challenge. Mm-hmm. And then building out a system that we could do over and over again. Okay. Technology changes, things change. So I would say that was like another piece of a challenge.
And so you've found that lenders and real estate teams are a good target market for you because I'm going to guess, but I want you to tell me. I'm going to guess because we have a database full of people that we're not very good at engaging with. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I
Well, I
could
think
do
you're good. I
this.
think you're good at it, Brian. Okay, so you're not all terrible. I think you're really good when you're helping someone, when you're doing the work. I think you're really good. And then I think you move on to doing the work with someone else. And then you're not so good at the one you just did work with last month or 3 years ago.
All right, here I'm gonna switch this because we're not talking about me. We're going to talk about you.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Listen, this is. I'm going to try and throw you with this one. So
Okay.
I'm sure you've talked to people who are not interested in, hiring you. Just like realtors talk to people and those people aren't interested in hiring that realtor to list their home or whatever the case may be. So when you're faced with rejection, how do you handle it? How do you handle rejection?
Move on to the next.
It doesn't affect you?
Of course it affects me. I don't like to be rejected. It doesn't feel good, but I think whenever I'm dealing with a negative thing in my life, whether it be a rejection from someone I'm trying to get as a prospect, or if it's a rejection from a current client that's just kind of giving, like there's like a negative interaction, how I solve that is I talk to a client who does like me.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up the phone, text someone that I have a really good relationship with,
Mm-hmm.
and it just reminds me I am doing good work.
It reminds you that, okay, there are some people out there that don't love me, but there are also some people that do. And yeah, you need a little ego boost, right?
Yeah, or just like a reset. Like this isn't going to fail. I do have success stories. There are good things happening, and I think the more you talk to people, the more good things happen.
Okay, so
You
you
stay
have,
holed up in your office and you're in a funk. That doesn't put you in a good place. Get outside, go talk to people, talk to your clients.
it sounds easy, but you're right. We do get busy and we do we lose our focus of generating, or engaging or whatever you want to call it, just talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
And you've made a business out of it. So I mean, I did hire you. How long ago was it? Maybe
2020.
2020. Okay. So 6 years ago. And I will tell all the people listening to this, which is probably tens of people that are listening to this podcast.
Well, my mom will for sure.
Yeah. All right. What's her name?
Kathy. Hi, Mom.
Kathy. Kathy, I'll say this. I've been paying for Driven Relationships to help me engage with my database for 6 years because it works. If it didn't work, I wouldn't do it. So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
that little boost for you. But I want to move on to something different.
Okay.
You've got a husband. You've got how many kids?
I have 3 kids.
3 kids. How many pets?
1 pet, 1 dog.
All right. So you have a full family life, right? Like, as a loan officer, I get calls, after 5 o'clock. I get calls at 7 o'clock. I get calls on the weekends. I get calls during what some people define as family time. And it's always a struggle. I know it's a struggle for my real estate agents. It's a struggle for me sometimes to, how do I balance this? If I want to take this call, you always have that fear of, if I don't take it, I might lose out on the business. So how do you handle balancing your family and business lives?
Okay. So I hire people. So I have a team. And once I meet someone and have a relationship, I pass off that new client to someone on my team who will nurture, grow, love that person. I always say I hire people that are smarter and better looking than me. And I try to get that new client that's come into my world to like someone on my team more than they like me. I have gotten a lot. So we have hundreds of relationships. We have hundreds of clients that are managed by about 6 people, I think, on our teams. Maybe more, maybe 9. That they work with, 6 in the US. So I try to get that off my plate. So then I actually do pick up my phone if a client calls on the weekend.
Okay.
A lot.
But I think what I'm hearing you say is you're not doing everything.
Correct.
Okay. So when you do get a phone call, maybe it's something that you can handle quickly or easily or because you want to, but you have a team that handles the majority of it, right?
Yes. And I don't want to give away all my secrets, but I try to not respond really quickly to people. Or even if I do have the answer, like if someone asks me for something that really shouldn't come to me, it's like, how do I reset a password or something like that? Or I usually say, I'm going to have Abby text you and let you know. I
Why
could
do you
very,
do that?
because I don't want people coming to me for like tech support
Yeah.
or like things that they shouldn't. I'm like
Well,
training them.
but I think you might be faced with a similar challenge that real estate agents face and I face, and that is we're the face of the business. We talk to our clients. We're their uh, first introduction to this process, and we build some rapport and we build some relationship, and then they think of calling me first. They think of calling you first. So to
Right.
build a team to support you, there's more involved than just building a team. You got to figure out how you hand the ball off, right?
Right.
How do you
Yeah.
hand the ball off?
And decide, do you want a team or do you want to be a solo agent? I think those are decisions you have to make. I think for some people that I work with that are our clients, they want to be a solo agent. They don't want to manage a team. So they're okay being the face of the business and kind of doing the talent things. They still hire some people to do the transactions and stuff.
That's a good point. Not everybody is cut out for or should be, the person building a team. Maybe they're
Yeah.
better off just doing their own thing. In
Yeah.
fact, that reminds me of I've met many people in the lending business who have huge teams, and they walk home with the same amount of money as if they were an individual loan officer, and they question it sometimes. They're like, do I really want all the headache when I'm not really, making any more money doing it this way?
Right.
So,
Right. Well,
yeah.
it's the same thing with, with a real estate agent, whether you're going to take a buyer that's, I don't know, a little bit of pain, or like the price point isn't what you typically do, but you're doing it as a favor to a friend of a friend. I think sometimes those are better off, giving that referral to someone else.
Yeah.
You make a little commission. You just have to decide.
Okay. So you've been in business for 18 years, right?
Yes.
You're successful. You've been doing it long enough and the business is doing well. So you have reached some success, a certain level of success. But not everybody does. So my question is, why do you think you've been successful when there's so many people out there who haven't been?
Well, there's a lot of thank you for saying that. I think that's really generous and really kind. I think I run my business like a business.
What does that mean?
I don't do everything, even if I could do it better or best. And I've done things that can scale.
Like what? Can you give me an example?
Like I don't, I offer a service that can be, it's very custom to who I'm working with, but it can be scaled. And I have really honed into, I only work with loan officers, real estate teams, and moving companies. So I could work with anyone. I could help anyone, but I've really stayed in my lane. And I think in marketing, you can chase a lot of different shiny objects. What I have seen for real estate teams and for loan officers and for moving companies, focusing on that one-to-one relationship with your clients is more important than social media, than farming a community.
Do you go back to social media? Do you think there's a place for social media in the way we market to our clients?
Yeah, I think there's a place for it. I think it can't be a time suck for you. It can't be like everything. I think if you're going to run ads and really make it a strategy of like putting people into webinars and you have a really good sales funnel inside it, I think it's great. But I think for a lot of people and business owners, it becomes just a waste of time.
I'm not going to name any names, but I was talking to someone the other day and he told me that he slept in because he didn't get to bed till 2 a.m. because he was scrolling.
Oh yeah.
So when you say it's a time suck, yeah, there's like, you almost need, what is it called when they put those bumpers on bowling alleys? Okay. You need to have like boundaries. You need to have something that keeps you from spending 6 hours scrolling, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And just as a business strategy, it's kind of all about you, unless this is where I think a social media strategy is good. And I have one client who does this really well. He goes into social media and he comments on everyone's things. He likes everyone's things, and not just like it, but like he'll do the fire emoji or the heart, the eyes with the hearts or the clap. And that shows up in people's DMs.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times you spend all this time making these reels, posting all these pictures, which my team does that for me. We do that, but that really doesn't turn into money for me
So
typically.
he's trying to build relationship or start relationships with using social media as a
Yeah.
as an in, right?
And liking other people's things, like liking the end user, because social
Okay.
media becomes all about you
Yeah.
when I believe relationships should be all about the person on the other end.
That's a good point.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like I could go deeper with that, but I want to move on.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So we've talked about how successful you are. I want to flip that, and I want to ask you to tell me what's maybe your biggest failure and how did you recover from it?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I feel
Honestly,
like
it's just you and me.
um, so it's not you and me, it's you, me, and my mom. I got really involved with a group of agents that were coached by a specific coach. And it was a huge stream of me getting new business. And it was awesome. And it was great. And then the market turned, and that group is really close and really tight. And one canceled, and then it just started unraveling.
Mm-hmm.
So the beauty and the thing I love about that is the word of mouth referrals and relationships that kept going. That was great. But when it stopped quickly. And that was I didn't have like a diverse pipeline.
Mm. Oh, so you kind of had all your eggs in one basket.
Yes. So now we're a little like we kind of are segmented a little bit, and we have a variety of clients. We've been in business for 18 years. So I have relationships that didn't all come from one source.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little more diversified, just like
Yeah.
your portfolio and investments. I
Right.
think it's important to spread some things out. So that has been a learning lesson for me. Um, and because I wasn't in real estate ever, but my clients were. So I was kind of new to the industry, and I didn't know that there were waves, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought this is just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I'm going to double or triple my business every year. That's just
Yeah.
normal. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Like that was normal.
Yeah. When did that happen to you? The setback, was that in
2022.
which coincidentally is during the time when all hell was breaking loose,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Totally. So I believe, ride those waves. Ride the wave of it going well, but know that it may not last forever.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know what? I really am glad you said that because in my industry, when they talk about refi markets, so when interest rates drop,
Mhm.
it creates an opportunity to do a ton of refis.
Yep.
And there are some people who will focus on, as you said, riding that wave.
Hmm.
But if you ride it all the time, all day and all night, and then rates tick up, that business goes away overnight.
Right.
And if you've abandoned or taken your eyes off of the purchase business,
Hmm.
you can really find yourself in a world of hurt. So so you're right. You say you ride the wave, but you really do need to have almost a short term perspective and a long term
Hmm.
perspective, and
Yeah.
you have to serve both.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but this is not about me. It's about you.
I also think you need to, if you want to make more money, you actually said this to me once. You maybe need to work more. And I don't know if you need to work harder, but you need to work smarter. Like, don't give up because things have dried up. Think creatively, think outside the box, come up with a different solution. You actually really helped me in that moment because I was like, what is going on? And you're like, you probably just need to work more. Because I think I
Well,
just was kind of sitting back and like, this is how it's always been. This is easy. And it wasn't easy then. So
all right,
shifted
all right.
me.
So your timing of bringing that up is good because my next question is to tell me, please tell me, of what activity you do that is your most reliable method for generating new business.
Well, I'm figuring this out right now because what I want to do is hire a salesperson and teach them to do the exact same thing. So I put out an ad asking for, like, we're hiring at Driven, I want a salesperson, thinking it would take me weeks to find someone, months to find someone. I had like 5 really good candidates. But I was like, I'm not ready. I don't have my system yet. I think what you need to have is a really, good, you need to be good at sales. Like figure out your sales presentation or like how you get from point A to point B. Then I think you need to have a group of people that are willing to meet with you. So I'm part of a networking group called BNI, and I have really leaned into meeting loan officers and moving companies specifically in BNI. They're easy to get meetings with. So I get one-to-one meetings with them, and I try to turn every one of them into a likable relationship where they like me, I like them. And if they like me and I like them, then I try to turn it into a sales meeting.
That's
which
smart.
Is just like, what's going on in your business?
So what if I'm a real estate agent and I'm thinking, okay, that sounds good for you, but how would you translate that into my industry?
That's a great question. I think getting part of a group, whether it be Facebook.
I thought you meant like a B2B.
I mean, yeah, I think you can do that. But I feel like it's a little saturated with agents. So you can do that. I would say, yeah, join a BNI if you can, or something like that. I also think try to join groups where there aren't a ton of other real estate agents in them. And I'm not a real estate agent expert, so you might want to ask a realtor about this, but this is what I would do if I were. I would join groups where there weren't a ton of agents and I could maybe be the one.
Do you care about all your clients?
I actually think I do. And I think it's a good and a bad thing. Yeah. I have a lot of strong feelings of like, I want everyone to be happy. I think it makes it hard for me to systematize because of that, which is why it's good for me to have a team, because I'm like, I'll meet with a client and want to fix all their problems. I'm like, I'll go to your house and clean it if you need that. You mean watch your kids? Do you want me to?
All right, you're unusual.
I am. So it's good that I have a team because they're like, no, stay in your lane, Kelly. Yeah. This is what we do.
Yeah. All right. I want to ask you 2 more questions. 3 more questions. Ready?
Ready.
What's the most important lesson you've learned in running your business?
Surround yourself with the right people and be slow to hire, quick to fire. And it's not easy. And have thick skin, but have a really soft heart.
So the most important lesson is those 4 things. Okay. You're good at math. Let's see. I think I said I had 2 more now, so I'm going to choose this one. Okay. Is this a different question? What's the best piece of advice you've ever received? It is different. Have you received a good piece of advice from anybody in regards to business?
Oh my gosh. If you want to make more money, you need to work. I actually really like that. I think about that a lot.
Okay. You can't just want it. You actually have to go out and work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think I had a business partner that I bought out a year ago. And early in our relationship, when I was a small percentage owner of the business and I was frustrated, I hired a coach to help me think through this. And I was a 30% owner and my partner was 70%. And I wanted to be 50% so bad. So I hired this coach, like, help me figure this out. I want to get to this spot. And she said to me, Kelly, if you want to be a 50% owner, why are you behaving like a 30% owner? And she's like, why don't you start behaving like a 100% owner? Like, wow. Don't be like, I'm like half in, or like it's half my fault or half of my ownership.
Yeah.
Treat it like it's 100% yours. And I think, and that's where it changed for me.
That's really interesting. I like that. Finally, you gave me a good nugget.
Cut everything else. Just use that.
All right. So last question. Do you have an exit strategy from your business?
Yeah, I do. I never want to sell it, I don't think, at this point. Okay. What I want to do is hire several salespeople that can sell, because that's the piece that I'm still doing that I haven't replaced myself in. The business pretty much runs itself. I think I need to step away from being the face of it, the talent of it. I think my My marketing is really a Kelly, which is great as a salesperson. But if I really want to build a business and be able to step away for weeks on end, I think I have to change that.
I have an idea for you, but I'm going to tell you about it when we are done. And now we're done. So
Okay.